Hi guys, I'm back. I'm gonna start the process of making this silhouette fairy jar that I don't know if I've talked about it before. It seems like I might have showed you guys in the Hobby Lobby haul video. I'm not sure if I did or not because I can't remember and I really don't want to have to go back and look. But if I haven't, I will show it to you again. This is a jar that I made several weeks back, and it was someone tagged me on Facebook for this, and it's basically just a recycled candle jar that my sister burns a ton of candles, and she gives me all of the jars, and like I said, I have a bartender friend that gives me all of my bottles, so I don't have to pay for any of this stuff. So the link that I clicked on and it took me to the website. The lady basically makes these bottles. Good night. Makes these jars, these silhouette jars, and she glues the tissue paper on the outside of it, and then puts the silhouette on the inside of it, and then just they're beautiful. So I will attempt anything once, and that's kind of what I did. So this is a recycled jar. I cleaned it out to get the wax out of the bottom of it. I just put it in hot soapy water. The wax kind of popped out, and you just keep scrubbing, 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 and then all the wax will release itself eventually. I let it air dry, and then I got Mod Podge and just white tissue paper you can pick up anywhere. You could even do the one that has the glitter in it if you want to. It's not perfect. There's a lot of wrinkles. There's a lot of tears. There's this and that, but it was my first one, so you know whenever you have the candle on the inside of it at nighttime, you can't even see this wrinkle. Like the silhouette just completely overpowers the whole jar. So don't worry about it if it's not perfect. This was real simple. I don't know how much, because it's still daylight outside and I've got the blinds open, and but you can kind of see. I mean, you can see, it just, the light behind there just overpowers the whole image, so you really can't even tell. And honestly, it gives a little bit of texture on the outside too. So I don't know why I'm giving myself such a hard time about it not being perfect, but basically it's just the jar. The images are Mod Podge on the inside. You can look down in there on the inside of it, and then I just added some tulle. I took the ring that comes off the top of a mason jar, a wide mouth jar, and I basically just stuck it on top after I wrapped it in tulle and then put flowers around it. Real simple, real easy. On the back side of it, it has some jute twine and then just a little piece of costume jewelry. It might have been an earring or some kind of a necklace charm or something. I don't know. I just added it just for a little bit. And then I just did a bow tulle around the front of it and then glued a flower, on top of where the knot was for the jute twine. And it's really cute, and it's real easy to make, and it makes a good gift. And I mean, you could use this as a gift for a child for a nightlight in their room or your bathroom. Like I plan on making some with some seashells on it for my bathroom because my bathroom's in nautical. Anyway, so this is what This is the first one. So I'm sure with anything, you keep going at it. The more I do, the better they'll get. It's just like my bottles. So the first thing that I wanted to do, because I had such a hard time with the tissue paper, I thought, well, I'm going to try it with paint and see what happens. So I went to Walmart and I got a case of these quart-sized mason jars. I think there's 12 in a case, and I paid like $9 or $10 for the whole case. I got metallic paint, which is sold at Walmart for $1.97. You can pick this up. It's a Folk Art brand. The shade here is Rose Shimmer, number 652. The second shade is 2588E, and it's called an Ice Blue. On the tops of the bottles, there's a diamond. That'll let you know that it's a metallic paint and not a regular acrylic paint. I just kind of went nuts with it and painted the whole inside of it, just all around. I wasn't even trying to be specific of where the brush went. I just wanted to cover the inside of it. The first shade is in pink, and then I went back through and covered in the holes with the blue, and then I touched it up, all of it up, with the white chalk paint that you pick up at Hobby Lobby. I know I've talked about this paint in plenty of other videos, so pretty simple. And then, of course, my Dollar Tree glitter. I sprinkled that just to give it a little bit more bling on the inside of it. And then, um, if the paint was going to be on the outside of it, I would have hit it with some alcohol. I keep alcohol here. Our hands are oily, and you want to remove all the oil off of the outside surface if you're going to paint it on the outside. I don't want to paint it on the outside because I don't want to cover up, you know, the light not being able to come through. So mainly I use alcohol on the bottles. So this is the jar that I use. You can use any size mason jar. You do not have to run out to Walmart right now and buy you a whole case of jars. I mean, I just did it. I had a little bit extra money and I just did it. But you can use, let's see, you can use like pasta sauce jars, pickle jars, if you can get rid of the smell. I have never been able to figure out how to get rid of the smell of a pickle jar, so I'm sure somebody knows something somewhere though. Any kind of jar with a lid, basically. And any size jar. Depends on what scale you want your silhouettes to be. Oh, excuse me. So if you want to go online and find like the silhouette fairies and print them out, you can, and then just Mod Podge them to the inside of the jar. That's fine. I don't want to spend money on ink because the ink is ridiculous, you know. So I put my stuff on tracing paper and then got the black acrylic paint and then went over it with the brush. You just get your scissors and you cut it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I remember the first jar that I made for a friend. I was like really trying to pay attention to the white, and then I was like, I gotta get all the white out of it. I don't want it to be in there. And I'm like, whatever. Because whenever I left the white on one of the other ones, when the candlelight hit it on the back, it gives like a shadow effect almost. So that's hopefully what I'm going for with this one. So these are the three that I've selected to use after I've put them on here and painted them in solid and cut them out. They're ready to go. I have nothing but time on my hands at night, so it doesn't bother me to take that extra step. You know what I'm saying? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to keep the front of your image facing you. Got your Mod Podge over here, and I think mine's about to dry on me. And then you just basically paint it. Let's start with something really small here. I'm going to try you know what? I'm going to try the birds. These are birds on a limb. And I'm basically going to have the birds on a limb, and I'm going to have her swinging from that limb. And then I'm going to have the mushroom fairies on the back side of it. So this is going to be so tricky. All right. I keep wanting to turn it over because I'm so used to Mod Podging the back of stuff. Make sure it's a surface that you can wash. I picked up this at Walmart, and it's real easy. You just drop it in the soapy water, and you're good to go. So you're going to cover the front of it. I like to take my scissors, if I could find that pair. I like to hold my scissors because this is going to fold up and get all crazy on you as soon as that Mod Podge hits it. So I like to take my scissors and hold it down so I can make sure I get coverage all over the whole part of it here. And then one thing I do want to mention is the concept of putting these on the inside of this jar is not mine at all. Someone tagged me and I seen it and I tried it. The lady that has this idea, I cannot remember where she is, or I would totally give credit right now. I'm trying to do my own spin on it. I'm not sure if I will put these up for sale or not. I just make them right now as gifts, you know. So I just want to throw that out there. Alright, so we got it pretty much covered. You can use tweezers if you need to lift it up. I'm going to try this one time and see where I get with it. If it tears, it tears. We just start all over. It's fine. So you're going to pick it up with the Mod Podge on it very carefully. I like to lay my jar down to work in it. Of course, this is a lot smaller mouth than what I'm used to. And it probably wouldn't hurt for me to take this and cut it in half because I'm going to end up having major Mod Podge drama here in a second. Cut it. You can always mend it back together. No freaking out. Ah, I'm gluing it to my finger. Okay, hold on. Wow, really? Okay, so this is almost like a backward sticker. And I'm going to try to do this the best that I can and get it as straight as I can in here. I did not realize working with this jar that the mouth of the jar was going to be my enemy. That's what it's looking like though. And this is where you want tweezers. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. You're going to need something to grab a hold of it with. Luckily, I'm using my scissors. And I tell y'all what, my bird's trying to go sideways. So Might not be a good idea to do this on camera. I'm gonna try though. Let's see. Get in there the right way. Okay, we can glue it down one way, pick it up the other way, kind of work with it. My bird's sitting lopsided here. Really? What was I thinking with the little mouth jar? Definitely go wide mouth with the jars, guys. Okay, that's probably as best as I'm gonna get it. So, I have it in there, see? I'm gonna try the other one here before it dries too fast. That's the thing in my office, the vents, they don't play. The vents do not play. Okay. So I can move it around. This is where you need like a kindergartner with their little hands. And you know what? If it's not adhering and the stuff's already dried, it's okay because you're going to be able to take the Mod Podge and go on the back side of it. As long as you get the placement in there, you're good. So, let me move this out of the way. Take your Mod Podge. If I can, see if I can get it here. I'm going to go right on this, whoa, right on this surface. Okay. And you're just going to take it. It's on the inside of there now. See how I have it on the, whoa, I'm trying to do this with my left hand and it's not working. See how they're laying on the inside there? I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and I'm just going to lay it down on top with the brush. If I can get it shot in here. See how it's inside of there? You're just going to take your brush and you're just going to brush. So let me do this real quick and then I'll be able to show you once it's laid down. Because it's really hard to work with. This little skinny mouth on here is really irritating me. I just want it to lay right. Okay. Get it down in there with the glue. This little booger is not wanting to stay still. Wow, my branch is going all the way south on me. Okay, let me use my fingers. You know what? I don't even care at this point. I'm just going to do it the way that it lays. I learned a long time ago to not stress over little things. Let's see. Be generous with the Mod Podge too. I know it looks like you guys can't see anything. Just bear with me here. I wasn't expecting this little mouth to be so hard to work with. I will definitely keep that in mind when I go back and buy more jars to look for wide mouths. You're basically just adhering that image to the inside of the jar though. And I think I've got it. I'm just trying to make sure that I touch it with as much Mod Podge as I can because I don't want it to come off later. So as you can see right here, pay attention right here, you can see what I'm doing from the outside. Okay. So I've got it in there now. It's going to be a little bit trickier with the other ones, so I'm going to stop the video here and try to work with those, and then I'll pick back up on part 2 of what to do next. But just from what you can see now, see, I mean, it's going to be in there and it's on the top because I want to have her here kind of swinging down. I really hate backwards imagery. I'm going to have her swinging down from the branches. So I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll see you guys back here in just a second once I get all of these glued on the inside of it, and we'll go on to part 2. Thanks for watching. If you don't have time to watch it now, you can come back and watch it part 2 whenever you can. So I'll be back in just a second.